Well, hello there, guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft showcase. This is a work in progress, I guess. For now, I'm kind of stuck for ideas, but it's too small to be released, I think. So I'm going to ask you guys for ideas down in the comments at the end of this video. But basically, I want to show you my concept for a more magical side to Minecraft. Now this relies on both command blocks for functionality and resource packs for resources. And what we have here is a magic wand. And this is not a renamed item. I mean, it is a renamed item, but it's renamed in the language file, not in data tags or anything special like that, which is why it looks like it's the actual name. And if we come in here and search for it, we have a magic wand right there. You can see from my extra information that it is a carrot on a stick. Unless you're going to ride a pig, it doesn't really matter. But this does use carrots on a stick to detect right clicks. It's the only logical way that I could figure out how to do it. But again, how often do people really ride pigs except for the lulz? So yeah, if you use Magikos, you can't ride a pig very well. I mean, I guess technically you could, but you'd also be casting spells. Anyway, so the idea behind Magikos is that with 1.9, we have the offhand slot, right? So if I press F, I get stuff in my offhand, and then I can hold something like a wand in my regular hand. And since the offhand slot is a single slot, and if we were to pick something like ice, it swaps it out, that allows us to sort of choose a single thing without having to go into our inventory. So it allows us to choose and swap out a selection of some sort without going into the inventory, so I thought, why not make that a selection for a spell? And try to get a little more magic into Minecraft besides potions and enchantments. So yeah. So I've implemented 3 different spells here, which you use by right-clicking with a magic wand while having some kind of spell in your offhand slot. I guess a spell ingredient would be a more appropriate name for them, but yeah. So these all work, at least the ones I've implemented, based upon the nearest non-player entity to you. I wish I could do it as the nearest non-player mob. Unfortunately, there's no way to do that. You can only check for all entities or just players, and mobs are sort of in between. So it will affect non-mob entities as well. There's really nothing I can do about that, but it's usually not a big deal, except you might waste some spell ingredients on some dropped items or something if you don't pick them up. Yeah, it's not a big deal. But yeah, so let me show you what these are. So I'm going to start with the fire spell, which you select by having a blaze rod in your inventory, in your offhand slot. And you take out your wand, and to show you that this doesn't work with anything but your wand, if I right-click, nothing happens. But if I right-click the magic wand here, with my blaze rod in there, you see that cow got set on fire. There was an explosion, the cow got set on fire, and yeah. And basically, if you look down in the blaze rods, I had 43, now I have 42. And this just works. And it, like I said, it doesn't matter which direction you're facing, because that would have been a pain to code, but the nearest non-player entity gets set on fire. And then it uses up a blaze rod. And because of the way the command blocks work, you can actually hold this down and just constantly spam it and just kill things as you move. And this should be getting, yeah. So I can just run it. Oh, I'm out of blaze rods. See? Now that I'm out of blaze rods, I can't cast my spell. I gotta go and recharge. So yeah, there's that. Oops. Oh well. So we have fire. We also have ice. So if I switch out for ice and get back to my wand, this is going to be a little hard to see with cows. So, what's a fast mob? You know what? I'm going to try not to die here, but I am going to spawn a witch. Oh, I'm in peaceful mode. Can't spawn a witch. Easy mode. I'm going to spawn a witch. I'm going to spawn a couple of witches. And then I'm going to switch to, well, get my wand out, survival, so they'll chase me. Now if I do that, you'll notice they stop moving, or at least that one does, the nearest one. They'll still throw potions and stuff, but basically what this does is it uses up an ice, and in turn, it's a packed ice, by the way, not just regular ice, so it's a little more expensive, but it uses up a packed ice, and the nearest non-player entity gets a very high slowness effect for 5 seconds, which makes them frozen in place, basically. They can still, turn around, they can still throw things at you, as you saw, they can still shoot you if they wanted to, but they can't move, so it gives you a chance to run away, and of course you can just spam it if you want to keep using up your ice. And then every 5 seconds, it'll just constantly reset their frozen timer, so you can run or whatever. Or I guess if you're very, very quick with the keyboard and mouse, you could switch back and forth between freezing them and hitting them, and then they just can't move. I don't know. I'm not good with PvP, but you can see how that would be useful for them to be frozen in place for 5 seconds, right? Yeah. And the way it works is it constantly reapplies the effect the entire 5 seconds, so even if they were to drink milk or heal themselves or whatever, it wouldn't matter. They'd still be frozen for the full 5 seconds. So, yeah. So I'm going to kill those witches, because I don't like having witches around. Type witch. And then I can show off the third and final one, which is the spell of Disarming. So you put your slime blocks in your offhand slot and that chooses the spell of Disarming. Now I need something that's armed, so let's drop a skeleton here. And now if I use this, you'll notice, boom, his bow disappeared. And I can keep pressing it, and it's going to keep using up my ingredients, but it's not going to do anything now because there's no one to disarm. But yeah, so the nearest non-player entity gets disarmed. And when I say they get disarmed, I mean they get disarmed of anything they're holding in their hand. They retain their armor, but no weapons. So, let's say I have a pigman, a few pigmen, and I do this, boom, he's got no sword. He's got no sword. He's got no sword. There you go. They're all swordless. So I took the bow away from him, from the skeleton. I took all of the swords away from all the pigmen. So yeah, and it'll do it for zombies or really anything except players. The nearest entity, if the nearest entity is a mob holding an item, it will pull their items off their hands and just poof, they're gone. So that's good if you're being attacked by something with like a sharpness sword or with a power bow or something. You can just get rid of it. Yeah, so those are all of the spells I have implemented. I'm not done yet, hold on, just switching to peaceful. So those are all of the spells I have implemented so far. I couldn't really think of any more. I was thinking of something less PvP and more useful, maybe with like bone meal that would grow all the plants in an area. That'd be a little difficult to implement because of the different, the large number of different plants. But I don't know. We'll see. So yeah. So that is the basics of the Minecraft magic system. Now, obviously, like I said, the magic wand is actually a carrot on a stick. So if you wanted to craft it in-game, you'd have to craft a carrot on a stick. Just because I don't think one item, like a wand, really deserves the entire custom crafter system, because then that has this, you have to use a dropper as a crafting table instead of the regular crafting table, and all of that fun stuff. And for one item, it doesn't seem necessary. So the idea is that if you're going to play this in do this in an adventure map or something, you would give the player the wand either in a chest or just with commands, or they'd find it in the world or something like that. And if you're going to play this on like a server or something with a special game mode, you would just start everyone out with it. A carrot on a stick is pretty cheap, and the wand itself other than acting as a carrot on a stick, doesn't do anything without the ingredients. So, you know, it's not too crazy to just start everyone off with a wand if you wanted to play a server on this. Play this on a server? Yeah, that one. But yeah, so as you can see, I've got the fire code all starts here. The ice code is here. Disarming code is here. The reset, I just copied over there. That's never actually run. That's over here. I copied it over there because every time I add a spell, I need to move that to the end. So I just break it and then copy it back from here. And then here's the code that actually freezes the mobs, you know, gives them the slowness and then takes away the slowness when they are not frozen anymore. So after 5 seconds. Yeah. So, like I was saying, if you guys, hold on, F5. So if you guys have any ideas for new spells, just let me know in the comments below what they should do, and if you have any ideas for what their ingredients should be, that would be nice too, but of course, that's the easy part. The hard part is thinking about what the spells should do. So if you've got any ideas for spells to bolster this system, make it big enough for a release, let me know in the comments down below. Till next time, keep casting your spells.